Thank you all for joining us tonight as we celebrate Goodwill's 16th Taste of Vintage. I asked my friends at Goodwill, what most do they want you all to know about this fantastic organization? First, I was asked to emphasize its mission, and secondly, to share that the mission is delivered in a collaborative way in its 5-county territory. Now, as all of you should know, tonight's fundraiser helps support Goodwill's mission, and that is helping individuals prepare for, find, and retain employment. Goodwill, in collaboration with a coalition of partner agencies, helps change lives in our community by supporting individuals of all ages and from all walks of life, from youth training programs through senior employment programs. Now, in my work in the community, I always encourage collaboration. Therefore, I was so very pleased to learn that in the past 2 years, Goodwill has expanded its outreach and support of other agencies' constituents. Also quite notable, since the 1970s, led by its director Elizabeth Clark, Goodwill has offered a crisis voucher or gift card for those in need to shop in its stores. Ms. Clark's legacy has grown now to $70,000 to $100,000 in crisis cards annually, and many are referred to by other community agencies. Goodwill shoppers who round up their purchase to the next dollar support these gift cards and their neighbors in need. Most recently, Goodwill has been using part of its amazing gift from Mackenzie Scott to provide bus passes and fuel cards to those needing support overcoming transportation barriers. It does this by working with other community agencies to administer the bus pass and fuel card distribution. Furthermore, after gathering a great deal of input from its fellow agencies, it plans to use $3 million of this gift to facilitate a revolving vehicle loan fund for those who cannot access a traditional vehicle loan. And finally, other organizational grants and gifts like those from Synthomer and many others over the years are used to support community employment services for those without referral funding. Net proceeds from this event will also be used to assure staffing and other workforce development resources to support individuals in Goodwill's 5-county territory. These funds help give Goodwill the economic capacity to say yes when someone asks for workforce development support. Now, this brings me back to my opening statement. Goodwill, in collaboration with a coalition of partner agencies, supports individuals of all ages and from all walks of life, from youth training programs through senior employment programs. But then, it's up to the individual to realize their full potential. We'd like to share what one very inspiring individual has done to transcend his challenges and change his life. Now let's listen as we hear from Kevin.
I have been in prison, had addiction issues, did 14 and a half years. Third time going to prison, by the way. I just recently was released in April, and in a sense, here I am. I first met Jackie at a job fair. They came in to Richland Correction where I was at, and there was an employee readiness table, and they were there with brochures and whatnot. And they also offered a class for employee readiness.
When someone is released back into the community, there's a tremendous amount of being overwhelmed. They've spent time, and this is kind of like the life they know. Now all of a sudden here they are, and oh, wow, I gotta find a place to live. I gotta find a job. I gotta get a driver's license. The Citizen Circle is designed to assist with that. It's almost like a one-stop shop.
A lot of people can be mentally just drained and just don't think they can be successful. But with Goodwill and the Citizen Circle itself, has been extremely helpful and a blessing for sure. The current company I'm working for is a manufacturer of car parts here in Mansfield, Ohio, and I'm currently in training to be a paint line supervisor. I also work part-time at a homeless shelter, so when I see the opportunity, I do share my story to give people, hope and faith that things will get better.
But that's not the end of the story. Kevin is now a contributing member of the Richland County Citizen Circle, a group of 59 members that provide support and access to community resources to help those previously incarcerated reintegrate into their communities. Let's hear more about that.
Goodwill facilitates the Citizen Circle, which is a group of agencies and community members in Richland County that provide resources, programs, and services to the community at large. We come together for the purpose of offering services to help individuals re-enter into their communities. Whatever the most pressing need, from housing to employment, individuals receive help addressing their most critical need first.
I coordinate and I facilitate the Citizen Circle. Citizen Circle participants and their families, when they come to us, they develop relationships with our community members. And together, we jointly create a plan. Citizen Circles communicate to participants that they are a valuable part of the community. Kevin, a man who knows and understands firsthand the struggles and barriers, is receiving his graduation certificate. He is now a member of the Citizen Circle, and Kevin is committed to making reentry for others a successful transitional process.
For me, the Citizen Circle was a vital part of my reentry. They were available for me, provided me with so many resources, all the opportunities they presented, the services they presented. They were able to help with housing, clothing, gas vouchers. To be a part of the circle, as a mentor is a big deal for me. It gives me the opportunity to share my story with others, because it's very difficult coming home. The challenges there are so, I don't want to say insurmountable, but it seems like it. So I think it's important to have someone who's been down that road to help them, through the process. And it's important to kind of meet people where they're at, because not everyone's in the same space, not all the needs are the same, but the pressure is still the same. So it's just been a wonderful opportunity for me to share my story and be there for people when I can. There's an expression, be a fountain, not a drain. At one time, I was a drain on the community, and now I'm in a space to be a fountain. So that's what I'm choosing to do. So that's why I want to be a mentor, and I'm happy to be part of the Citizen Circle.
We congratulate Kevin on his achievements, and we applaud his willingness to help others. You'll hear a bit more from Kevin in a few moments. In the meantime, I hope you leave here this evening knowing that Goodwill believes in the power of work. It's about having a chance, not charity. Last year, over 11,000 people received services. Goodwill could not help so many individuals prepare for, find, and retain employment without its collaborative community partnerships. And Goodwill could not do it without the support of people like you. So tonight, we thank you, our generous donors, for making a difference.